Stalking the Var, episode 1.
Yeah.
We shot it October 2015.
Mid-October when it was like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's Los Angeles for you.
We also had this. We had hint water,
Yeah.
so that helped a lot.
That was nice.
They were one of our sponsors and gave us plenty of product.
Went through like 3 cases of it or something.
So much,
Yeah.
but we were super grateful to have it.
We shot it back in October, but we were meeting at Cactus Tacos and started writing it. Yeah, it was like months beforehand. Like,
Yeah.
But that's how long it takes, you know,
Right.
to write something like that. When we started writing it, you
Yeah.
did not have the Indiegogo campaign going. I remember that because so when you asked me to mix the audio for the campaign, that's when I was like, hey, do you have somebody, doing this?
Right.
So it was before that.
Well, you've been working with us since the first
while.
season, since episode 1, since the
Yeah.
episode 1 that we reshot. Like we shot episode 1, and yeah, I remember. And then you like tried to put it together for us, and it was like, oh, we're missing so much stuff because Megan and I were trying to co-direct.
Originally, I think I got a referral because
Stephanie.
Okay. So Stephanie suggested that I could like direct it for you and run audio at the same time.
We were just trying to find. We were trying to find people. I remember because I met with her to show her the script because I wanted her to maybe come on and like work with us a little bit, and then ended up casting her as Susan. But she knew you and said so many wonderful things about you. So, but you've been with us since the beginning.
So basically that was the first episode of the first season.
Yeah. So
I helped with audio, and then just throughout the season, I helped with mixing audio and things like that. And I was going to direct an episode last. What was that, like 2 years ago?
You were going to direct 103 and 104.
Yeah, and I had too much stuff going on. I had to bail on it.
Mm-hmm.
But and you were suggested, hey, like you could do another one next time if we do a second season.
And then
here we are.
I knew that you had, and then at some point you made like a musical at the 48-hour film project.
That's right.
And I was like, oh snap! But I was like, oh perfect, because Stephanie, who plays Susan and is also a co-executive producer of the show, she and I both love doing musicals, and we love to sing, and I really love to dance, and we were like, we should make a musical episode. And then I thought, well, we should definitely talk to Ryan, because I write these scripts, but like I don't write music. I love to play music, I love to sing, but I didn't want that to be the first time I tried writing music.
Right. I've been composing music for a while just because I wanted to have, I want to write music for my own movie, for my other short films and things like that. Just had a lot of practice, and it's something I'm, really passionate about. I love taking on new challenges.
Yeah, you were excited. Which made me happy. I was like, he's excited. Okay, good. All right.
And the musical was a challenge. It's like a full 5-minute piece of music, nonstop music. So it was a big challenge, and I had never, I think writing a musical is a little bit different than writing a score for a film.
Right.
And that's something I hadn't really done on such a large scale.
And I should say, this is the only script that I did not write. It's only story by Heidi Cox. Because Ryan, you kind of saved me. You were like, if you want, I'll write it. And I was like, oh my God. Please,
well, yeah,
please just write it, because everything else, I was so overwhelmed by the idea. Like, I wanted to write 10 episodes. I wanted there to be a good season, and I was like, oh, You wrote the script by yourself, pretty much. Mm-hmm. I told you how I wanted the story to be. You had some ideas, and then I was just like, go, please.
Yeah, I kind of feel like when writing a musical, you kind of have to write the music and the words at the same time, because I was sitting here at my computer writing the score for it and deciding how many syllables a word should have, and if I wanted to say a word that had too many syllables, I had to go to find a synonym for that word that had less syllables.
Did you do that? You were going to
sometimes,
the thesaurus, looking for. That's so interesting.
Yeah, so I can't think of an example right now, but yeah, if some words had too many syllables, they wouldn't fit into the rhyme scheme. So
you should.
Awesome. So obviously, I wrote this score, and it's just in my head. It's not. There's no recording of it yet because it was I just wrote the words. So in order to make a reference, I sat here with the microphone and sang into the microphone.
While we were sitting.
So terrible. It was.
Darren has a master's degree in music, and so I was like, hey, can you help us come up with the harmonies. And I sat with him while he did that, and like thank goodness for him too. But I love your I love your scratch
Thank you.
track.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's very goofy. It was just reference only.
Yeah, but it turned out great.
But I think after the collaboration between the music professionals with that on that side, and then writing the score and getting everyone together, I think it turned out to be like a really good piece.
Yeah, no, I mean everybody talks about it all the time. That's the first thing people say to me. The musical's so good. So
I'm glad they liked it.
The one script I didn't write, everybody loved. So hey,
yeah, I mean
whatever.
I thought it'd be great to start the second season off with a huge bang.
Yeah, that was your idea too, because in my mind I had originally thought I would put the musical somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't know if I. You were like,
yeah, I was like, well,
you're such a
you
negotiator
probably...
too. You're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not going to do it if we're going to do it that way. And I'm like, I was like, okay, let me think about this.
Well,
that's a good idea. Like, but it wasn't.
I was like, I think
you were nice.
I think it could be really impactful. Like, the audience
you were
would be
right.
like, we want to grab them like right at the very beginning. Yeah.
And I'm absolutely certain I'm going to be screening it at Comic-Con. So
great. Yeah. That's coming up soon.
Yeah, you like went all out. Like you had all these, storyboards and all like the storyboard program.
Well, it wasn't.
You have to show some of that.
All right, I'll show a little bit.
It's so good.
Well, you wanted to see what I was seeing, which is understandable. So I'm no artist, but
cool.
They were stick figures. They weren't even that good. So,
I love it so much.
So I made a storyboard, and in order for me to show everyone, like, hey, this is what it's going to end up looking like, and also for timing purposes too. And so I could also explain this is what we're going to shoot on the day that we got there, and it did help because I ended writing it down and saying, okay, this is what we're looking for, and I actually used Photoshop to I drew all of the.
How did you get it to play like that?
I brought all the Photoshop slides into Premiere and just dropped them in and according to the music. Yeah, so
it looked so it made me so happy. Like because you just I don't know, for me, like anytime it's I get weepy, like I just like I can't believe these people are showing up for this thing that I was just like, ooh, what like years ago I was like, this might be a funny idea. And now like all these people are here and making storyboards.
It's happening, yeah.
It's crazy. So
yeah, I mean it was also good for the edit too, because I knew what I'd be working with going into it. Mm-hmm. And that was important because shooting musicals, like you can't just like shoot something and then shoot something else and like decide between the two on the timing. It doesn't work that way. You have one shot and the timing is exactly the way that it is for every single shot. Mm-hmm. And if you miss the timing, the take is no good.
Right.
So and especially I made things especially complicated at the end in the theater where I did this really long rotating shot.
It looks
because
so good, though.
I wanted to see that.
So
and the timing has to be just right. And so making the storyboards and they basically call it previs. So
no, we're really
works.
grateful to have that. Like that was really valuable. Really
I made sure all of the stick figures had noses.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you could tell which way they were facing.
My favorite part is like the part where you have like Heidi snapping out of her dream and then she opens her eyes and then she smiles.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. It's so funny. It's exciting for us because we can see what your vision is, and then like we recorded the track beforehand. We had to get everybody in, and we recorded them all individually, and then you mixed it.
That's right. Yeah, we had over 80 layers of sound, so we one at a time and just like mixed it up and got it going.
It turned out great. I mean, it sounds like a chorus of people.
It sounds like a ton of people singing.
Yeah,
so.
That's pretty cool. You were really committed to the idea of having this rap break in the middle.
Yeah.
And that's like, remember at the screening, people loved it so
That's
much.
so funny. I'm glad. I really I wanted to break it up in the middle, and refresh the audience and give them something, kind of inject a little energy halfway through. And I think originally in the storyboard, I flashed up a picture of like the Beastie Boys, I think.
You did. That's right.
Hold on, it was the Beastie Boys and like the Yin Yang Twins, and like all three of them, like they were like, yeah, they had a good chance.
Yeah, you just had like pictures of.
Originally I wrote it where you guys were like walking along, and then these guys were like, they were like sitting on lawn chairs or something, like hanging out in front of their house. And then I think jokingly somebody, I don't remember what happened. Jokingly somebody was like, I don't know. I think maybe you or Stephanie or somebody, I don't know, was like, yeah, we should shoot in the swimming pool. And I was like, haha, I don't know. And then it just kind of was like, I guess we're doing it in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
And
Did you not want to? And remember, and also we brought on Christina Pressler as the choreographer, and one of the things that I wanted when I imagined that this was one of the things that I said I wanted was like in the Muppet movie, not this last one, but the one before, Everything Is Great. I think that's the name of the song, where you're like walking down the street and different people start joining you.
There's a flow to it, yeah.
And then sometimes they cut to them on like a seesaw,
right,
or the, you know, so.
Right.
And then the very last scene in the elevator was shot by Millet, directed by Millet Yamamoto, and shot by Paul Davila, which is, they were shooting episode 2, 3, and 4. So like we were able to sort of cross over that, but we built that elevator for
that's impressive.
Well, I guess I did help build it, but it was designed by Fawn Davis over at Fonco and at Vanaheim Studios, and beautifully done. And that was a very specific picture in my mind. And with the music and the way that it cuts out the way that it does, and like I just wanted there to be like elevator music with her sort of, because the whole idea is like Heidi has this, you know, she's got this mantra, and she's just like, I'm gonna be okay. I don't care. Megan's gone. I haven't found LeVar. Whatever. And then, oh, he returned a package. Oh, Megan's not coming home. Oh, she had a baby. Oh no, I can't make my musical.
Yeah, it's all building up. Yeah, 3
we
days,
did the special effects stuff.
That's right.
In here.
Right here.
Yeah, with the green screen. And I was sitting on this thing of like this plank of wood so that my dress would spread out on it. And then he did all his magical things with that. I mean, like I was like, what?
I pretty much left the casting up to you guys, you know, because I knew that you had a lot of contacts with, you know, singers and dancers and stuff that I didn't know. Yeah, and this time I didn't. I was okay with, you know.
You were doing a lot.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
But and also like we had already had some people already had agreed to come on anyway before, like during our Indiegogo campaign, we had different names coming in, and we were, you know, letting our backers know these are the people that are going to be involved. Yeah,
there's a lot of richness involved, and a lot of personal flavor from a lot of people. Yeah. After all said and done, you know, it turned out to be a really wonderful piece.
So yeah, like one-man band, writer, director, musician, special effects, edits.
Thank you.
Sound, audio mixing.
Yeah. Thanks. It was a lot of fun to do it, and you know, I think you know, when you push yourself further and harder to create, you know, a higher quality piece of material, like that's when you start breaking new ground. You start coming up with like really amazing things.
I loved all of your ideas. Yeah. What about this? What about this? What about this? It's like I love it. I do love that. It makes me
it was great. It was a good time.
Yeah. High five.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that everyone enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Thanks everybody for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel, comment, like, share, let everybody know what you think. Let us know what you think. We love getting comments, you know, especially the good ones. But, you know, whatever. And, you know, like us on Facebook, Dweeb Darlings, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And soon there will be a Stalking LeVar Facebook page, as well as Twitter and Instagram accounts coming. So.
See you next time.